Herschel, Senator Raphael Warnock wants to debate you. You didn't debate during the primaries where you walked away with 68% of the Republican votes. Why won't you commit to a debate?
Well, first of all, Senator Warnock has nothing else to talk about. He don't want to talk about the high gas prices. He don't want to talk about the high groceries. I've told him many times, I'm ready to debate him anytime, any day. I just want to make it for the fans, not about a political party or about some media. And all he's doing is talking. I want to make it a fair and equitable debate for the people.
He just described, wait, what? He just described, like, he's challenger on all roads. This is why.
Prices. You don't want to talk about the high groceries.
Why won't you commit to a debate?
Well, first of all, Senator Warnock has nothing else to talk about. He don't want to talk about the high gas prices. He don't want to talk about the high groceries. I've told him many times.
How about they? I mean, that seems like a term to agree to on a debate. I would love to watch Herschel Walker debate anyone, really. Not because it has anything to do with like politics or whatever, but I do think it's like, I mean, it's funny. Like, it'll be funny to watch. There's no way that it's not funny to watch. And the thing about Herschel Walker in general is or the thing about this election that's coming up in Georgia is that it is basically the future of the United States of America. Are we, as a society, as a country, so fucking brain dead that like CTE comes across as like authenticity, right? Or will people just go, okay, that guy is like, I mean, he's like unironically, like his brain capacity is unironically so openly diminished that like maybe we shouldn't vote for him. I think that, like, every time he speaks, his chances of like winning the election diminish. You know what I mean? Because like he literally goes up and will say insane shit. He's like, there's that famous bit where he talks about how he's going to murder someone, and then he saw a Honk for Jesus bumper sticker. He constantly says he's like worked with the FBI. You were overestimating the South, dude. I mean, so things that are going for Herschel Walker are the fact that he's a Georgia Bulldog. Okay, go Dogs, and that is huge. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Like, that's it. Like, you're a fucking famous. You're a famous fucking football player in the South. Like, you're probably going to win an election. Look at Tommy Tuberville, right? I mean, he's a coach, but still, like, that is really, really, that really carries him, right? But also, at the same time, he is like demonstrably worse than Donald Trump and Joseph Robinette Biden with respect to like being able to craft a narrative. 90% of the time when you see him speak, he is just stringing words along and has no fucking idea where he is. Like, worse. Absolutely fucking worse than...
Unfortunately, I don't know.
I mean, straight up worse than Brandon. Like, Brandon, people make fun of Brandon, right? Like, they're like, oh, come on, look alive, Jack. Like, come on, fat, listen up, whatever. That sort of stuff is bad, right? And Brandon was able to overcome that because, you know, Dark Brandon, right? But look at this. Look, please. I mean, dude, look at this. You don't even need to write Oppo shit for Herschel Walker because every week there's like a new video that comes out where it's like, oh my God, this dude's crazy.
Know that either, did you? I spent time at Quantico at the FBI training school. Y'all didn't know I was an agent. I probably shouldn't tell y'all that. Y'all don't care. But anyway, yeah, I've been in law enforcement, so I grabbed my gun.
He says he was in law enforcement and he was a part of the FBI.
I said, I will kill him. Herschel Walker, won the highest control. I'm going to kill him. I got in David, one of my many. I took off on 183. And I can still remember the voice of Herschel. People been disrespecting you all the time. People are always doing stuff to you. You never done nothing to nobody.
Like, I think what ended up happening with Herschel Walker is that, like, he's one of those guys that the FBI checks in on every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, people with, yeah, the voices. No, literally. I think he has, like, I think he might have multiple personality disorder. But no. You know how, like the guy that blew up outside, like, blew his RV up outside of that Nashville, Tennessee AT&T facility? You know what I mean? Like there are guys like that that may or may not be people that the intelligence agencies are interested in utilizing, right? Dissociative identity disorder, just FBI, not policing, just educating. Yeah, okay. He has DID. He has DID, and there are stories about it affecting his life. Okay, so by the way, this is the worst community to have this conversation with, because I'm almost certain that there's going to be people unironically that are like, oh yeah, like he has DID, there's nothing wrong with that, he should still run for office, and I'm going to vote for him now because that's how woke I am. So thank you. Anyway, mental health nerds. So yeah, no, it's important. It's important for disability activism for him to become a senator. So regardless, as I was stating, you know, there's some dudes out there that, like, you know, engage in acts of terrorism, like after being maybe activated by the intelligence community that was potentially trying to do like another, oh, here's a terror act, here's an act of terror that we were able to stop, look at that. Sometimes those guys are, you know, more successful than the way that than the FBI previously thought they would be, right? And then they end up blowing shit up, actually, because they, you know, get the tenor right, and then they actually go through with it. I feel like this dude was activated ahead of time, and just now he's, you know, now he's on camera. Hate to be that guy, but being mentally disabled shouldn't be a barrier in politics. Okay, this dude is joking, okay? It's not, he's not being serious. Come on, chat. Calm down. I feel like my man was activated at the wrong time. And because he's an overzealous guy, you know, he's an achiever. He's an overachiever. I mean, he's professional football player, you know what I mean? Like they thought that he wouldn't be able to like actually pull this. Okay? So now there's like nothing you can do about it.
And all of a sudden this other voice, Herschel, your parents didn't raise you like that. Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. I thought I was losing my mind. As I got closer and closer to where I was going to be meeting this guy, I started.
As someone who is disabled by PTSD, agoraphobia, and ADHD, if someone were to run with the stuff I have, I would say it's a bad idea. Anti-ableism, pro-disability is not about being able to do everything and that being okay. I mean, those are things that aren't even, those are things that you can overcome and still be perfectly fine with, I think, depending on the severity of it. I'm talking about Herschel Walker, who very clearly is not able to overcome his very obvious mental decline, okay? Like, there's a difference between, like, saying something like, I'm ableist, and then obviously saying, like, you know, FDR is fine to be fucking president, right? Like, I'm not that kind of ableist. It's like saying blind people shouldn't drive. You know what I mean? Blind people shouldn't drive. That's ableism technically, but also it makes sense. And the same goes for someone like Herschel Walker not being in politics.
To pray, I said, Lord, I need some help right now. I said, I need you to help me. I said, I'm about to do something stupid right now. I need you to help me right now. I remember getting to this where I was going to meet him at. I got out of my car and I put my hand on my gun. As I was walking to this truck, before I could see the guy, I saw the sign on the back of his truck that said, honk if you love Jesus. And that's what calmed me down.
And that's what calmed.
Hey, shouts out to JR. The blind shadows are coming for you. Yeah, the way he talks about his DID is insane. Yeah, no, he's like, he has, Herschel Walker reveals he suffers from multiple personality disorder. The former Vikings running back writes in his new book, Breaking Free, that he has dissociative identity disorder, which is a real disorder and not one that, 14-year-olds have made up on TikTok, for those of you who don't know, even though 14-year-olds certainly do make that shit up on TikTok, but that doesn't mean that, like, Herschel Walker might not genuinely have complications from it, for the record, especially when you got hit in the head that many times. Who knows what the fuck happens, okay? I actually suffer from something similar. It's called multiple persons after me disorder. What? Okay. Stop making jokes. But yeah, no, he has talked about it before. He routinely says he was a law enforcement officer, that he was in the FBI, and numerous other things. It's not ableist. You say blind people shouldn't drive. It's not like you're saying blind people shouldn't be allowed to travel. Lol, you're not advocating against public transit because you want to thwart the blind. No, I know. I was just giving an example of like what DID, for the most part, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, it's controversial. I'm not going to get too far into it. I've looked into it before, right? DID can happen as a consequence of like suppressing trauma from like incredibly traumatic episodes that you might have had as a child. Usually, that's like the most, you know, that's the most basic way of talking about it. But some people also think that it's just schizophrenia. Or the people that are like legitimately diagnosed with it are just like might be schizophrenic. Maybe a combination of the two. But regardless, I mean, this dude literally listened to what he has to say 4 times in like 4 separate occasions, and you recognize like, oh, he should not be running for office. But the Republicans already are going with that. And at first, before he started doing numerous public appearances, it felt like he had a shot of winning. Like I said, like, he has a pretty good shot at winning. Now it seems like maybe not so much.
I'm ready to debate him anytime, any day. I just want to make it for the fans, not about a political party or about some media. And all he's doing is talking. I want to make it a fair and equitable debate for the people.
Are you worried about the moderator, Herschel, Senator Rappi?
Yeah. So yeah, there's no difference in brain activity in someone pretending to have DID than someone who actually has it. Okay, well, whatever. Hey, little man, how's it going? Our good air decided to float over to China. Herschel Walker's approach to climate change stirs conversation. I mean, that one was pretty good. That take was actually, I agree with. Like, I don't agree with much that Herschel Walker says, but yeah, our good air is going to go float over to China, and they're going to steal our good air. And then they're going to substitute our good air with their bad air. That's just science. That's how it works. So if you have a problem with that, that's just your anti-science. Like, kind of fucked up. And I will not stand for that, as a matter of fact. I will not stand for your anti-science takes in the chat. Reds, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yeah. So that is how that works. You serious? No, man. Why would you think I'm being serious when I talk about something as stupid as like...
Herschel Walker said that it hurt his heart about the things people say about Donald Trump. Herschel Walker played football when the helmets were soft.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
His egg is scrambled. I can listen to this nigga, man. The helmets were squishy when this nigga played.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a really good take. Holy shit.